Hey guys, it's Redstoneless, and today I am here with my pocket Item Nexus design. So if you don't know what an Item Nexus is, first of all, it's an idea made popular by Etho's Lab, a popular Minecraft YouTuber who in turn made one of the most popular, or at least highly regarded, storage systems within survival Minecraft. So the idea that made Etho's Nexus so special was not only the fact that you can send items away or bring items to you, you can also do so from one central location. Now he accomplished this using many things such as like waterways with packed ice to make the items speed up, of course, when they're spit out and manually flown through the planet. Of course, there's also things like hoppers and stuff that put the items into them, especially the fact that there's also items going into like hopper filters, in which each item in the game needed a separate hopper filter just so the items wouldn't go into the wrong chests and things like that. So that made it kind of large. Another thing is that he also had a binary control panel in which he can use that to basically compact. Instead of using like 256 levers, he can use like less than 10 or something like that. Maybe 16, 8, one of those two? I could be wrong. I'm rusty on my binary, don't get mad at me. But nonetheless, basically each item in the game had a specific binary code, and you would use that code to then use the levers to make that code, and that would then call the items. So what I've done today is I've essentially stuck all of that logic into a 1x1x3 space. Though in fact the only block really involved with this entire creation, if you're building it on a flat world, is just this one single hopper block. The rest are all entities, and the logic inside of these entities is basically what makes us all work. So let's take a second and think about how this chest right here and all the items in it is not at all equal to this minecart chest right here. Actually, it is to this single minecart chest, but this exact layout and the items within it is duplicated 27 times across 27 minecart chests, and that is survival friendly as well, even at 1.9, and I'll show that in the tutorial later. So of course you can have more than 27 minecart chests worth of storage. I actually have 30 in here right now, and 3 are being dedicated to nothing. It's basically just open storage in which I put stuff into here that doesn't correlate with these items, so it then goes into those 3 backstock chests. You can of course have up to probably more than 100 without it even beginning to be laggy, because 100 entities in Minecraft is not too rare, even if you're just walking around in the world normally. So let's take a look at how this thing actually works, shall we? Let's go ahead and grab some things. I'm just gonna get some redstone because I like some redstone, and maybe some sticky pistons, why not? And then go back over to the pocket size Nexus. If we look in here, it even says pocket item Nexus, nice and fancy. And these little things are the HUD system. Essentially, it says place item here. Of course, there are no resource packs involved. These are just basically a little quirk I found to make invisible textures and be able to write on them using light gray stained glass panes. Of course, as you can see, if they are in this hotbar, you can see them because the background is in gray. So they're actually slightly visible, but they're essentially invisible to the human eye, especially upon first glance. But nonetheless, if we come in here, these basically act as non-stackable items. Basically, items in here cannot suck down into here because there are already items here. And there are no light gray stained glass panes or something like that in this system, nor would it matter because they would have a different name than the items down here. So they would never stack up with these ones. So I'm sure that's probably confusing because that confused me a little bit, so I'll show you that it doesn't actually break the system at all if you do that, but I'll show you what happens if it does. First of all, I want to show you what happens if we suck out an item that is actually in one of these 27 minecart chests rather than just one of the 3. We'll go ahead and get some redstone dust and put it in one of these. It sucks out relatively quickly, about 3 or 4 seconds per stack. And the interesting thing, actually, is that if we go ahead and get one of each real quick, we can suck both in at the same time. And it kind of halves the speed, but it still allows you to walk away from the system completely and get multiple items out at once, which is pretty neat. So like I said, it's not going to break it if you take any of these items out or like on accident or anything. It will just suck out a stack of items that you don't want to be sucked out. So let's go ahead and take out this one. Of course, it takes out the wooden button pretty much at the speed of light. And once it fills up, you can even walk away. It will fill up and it will just sit there because it's a full stack, and it no longer allows any more buttons nor any other item to get in there. So basically what you do, instead of take it out, you just put the place item here sign right over it, and it will fix the system. And you can just put the items back in if you accidentally take them out as well. So essentially what that represents, if you haven't figured it out yet, is that depending on how you set the items up in here, which you can't really tell by just this one minecart chest, is that you can actually adjust the speed of certain items. So if you want something like diamonds and you don't actually have stacks and stacks of that, or you don't need stacks and stacks of that, you usually need like 4 or 5 at a time, you can then only make it come out rather slowly. But if you want something like redstone or building blocks, something that you use hundreds of at a time, you can make that come out in a stack, and it'd be pretty nice. Alright, so quickly I'm just going to show you the fact that each item does in fact work. You can put in wooden pressure plates, you can put in any other item that is up here in this system, and any slot doesn't matter. It only slows down if you put a lot in at once, but of course that's still pretty quickly. It's about 5 times the speed of a normal hopper even with 3 items being sucked out at once. And of course, we have a comparator right here, which is also in the system. And there we go. We have 5 stacks of items sucked out of a Nexus without ever having to leave this minecart chest right here, or this minecart hopper per se, or the pocket item Nexus. So I won't be able to do a tutorial on this today due to the fact that I have a full-time job outside of YouTube, meaning I have to work in a little bit and the next 4 days straight, which is terrible. My New Year's is going to suck, but nonetheless, my doorbell's ringing. Do you hear that? Oh, that's beautiful. I'll see you guys in a little bit, and leave a like if you want to see the tutorial. It'll be out soon, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.